Class, so now let's talk about property, plant, and equipment. So it's also known as PPE. So, di ba, parang common sa atin si PPE ngayon. Pero accounting have its own definition of PPE, which is the property, plant, and equipment. So this is under intermediate accounting 1 pa rin natin sa ating asset na financial accounting. So, ang property, plant, and equipment, ito yung mga alam natin, mga building, lupa, yung mga something na yung mga property, plant, and equipment, di ba? So, paano natin siya ma-identify as PPE? So, meron siyang 3 major characteristics. So, first, it is tangible. So, sabi natin ang asset may be tangible or intangible. So, tangible means nandiyan, nahawakan. Intangible means hindi mo nahawakan. So, kapag PPE, ang unang-una niyang dapat na characteristic is nahawakan and physically nandiyan siya. Next, used in business. So, meron tayong mga building, lupa, and equipments na pwedeng meron tayo nun, pero hindi naman natin ginagamit for business. Ginagamit natin for other purposes. So, in order to qualify as property, plant, and equipment, it should be used in the business or used in the major operations ng business mo. And also, it should be used for a period over more than 1 year. So, kanyari, meron kang equipment, pero feeling mo, less than a year lang ito magagamit. So, it should be expensed. Hindi na siya dapat i-treat as property, plant, and equipment. Kasi take note, ang property, plant, and equipment is under non-current asset. So, dahil asset siya, dapat it should be used over a period of more than 1 year. So, that are the 3 major characteristics para masabi mo na isa tong property, plant, and equipment. So, kailan mo i-recognize? Kailan ka magsasabi sa libro or magre-record sa libro mo ng isang PPE? First na consideration mo is probable na yung future economic benefits will flow to the entity. So, meron bang pakinabang itong PPE na to sa entity mo or sa company mo? Next is, na-measure mo ba reliably ang cost? So, di ba, ito rin yung mga recognition ng asset. So, ito yung mga principle na kailan ka mag-recognize sa asset, di ba? Kapag yung economic benefit will flow and also yung cost is measured reliably. Okay. So other items we need to consider for PPE are spare parts and servicing requirements. So ito yung mga usual na binibili din natin together with our PPE. So mga spare parts. Tapos ito usually carried at inventory. So inventory natin siya usually in-record. And kapag nagamit na siya, ine-expense. Pero ang mga major na spare parts are qualified as PPE. So pag binanggit niya na major yung spare parts niya and ine-expect niya na more than 1 year siya gagamitin, it should be qualified as property, plant, and equipment. Okay, so paano ba initially mini-measure? So initially, PPE are measured at cost. So what includes yung cost? So cost includes 3 items. First is the purchase price. So, magkano yung bili? Let's say, bumili ako ng equipment, bumili ako ng grinder, gano'n. Tapos ang purchase price, binili ko to for 1 million, kunyari. So, purchase price ko yun. Tapos, merong import duties. So, sabi dito, ang cost will include import duties and non-refundable purchase taxes. So, hindi lahat ng taxes ay included sa cost. Pero yung mga non-refundable, so kumbaga binayaran mo to para dito and hindi mo na ma-refund. So treated as cost na siya. Then i-deduct mo yung mga trade discounts and rebates. Second, we also need to consider sa cost ang ating directly attributable cost. So, itong mga directly attributable cost, ito yung mga cost na ginagamit mo para ma-bring yung asset sa kanyang location and condition para mag-operate. So let's say, may mga certain kang ginastos para maging operational ang isang equipment. So that will be treated as directly attributable cost. Okay. Last item we need to consider for the initial measurement of PPE is the initial estimate of cost of dismantling. Kunyari, nasa iyo ang responsibilidad. Ito, nagtayo ako ng building, pero later on, kapag ito ipapatanggal ko na dito, ako yung magbabayad. So, you need to estimate magkano yung cost ng pagtanggal, dismantling or removing the item and restoring the site in original form, kumbaga, kung saan siya located. So, those are the items we need to consider when we measure or we compute for the initial cost of PPE. So, anong relevance nito? So, ito yung mga consideration mo para mag-record ka ng debit equipment and credit kung ano yung pinabili mo, pwedeng cash or etc. Okay. So, ano naman yung mga hindi pwedeng mag-qualify as cost? So first, cost of opening a new facility. Cost of introducing a new product. Advertising. So, di ba advertising are expense? Cost of conducting business in a new location with a new class of customer. Training ng staff. So, those are expense outright. Admin and general overhead costs. Cost incurred while an item capable of operating. So, operating pa naman siya is brought into use less than the full capacity. Initial operating loss. So, mga nalugi dahil doon, hindi naman kailangan i-capitalize. Cost of relocating. Okay. So, ito yung mga sinasabi sa ating standard na hindi mo pwedeng i-qualify as cost ng PPE. Okay. So, initial measurement is kung kailan mo siya binili. Subsequent measurement is ano yung recording niya moving forward. So, mayari, binili mo to ng February 1. Dapat by December 31, kailangan mong i-measure next year. Ano na yung measurement neto? So, ang ating measurement for PPE may either be cost model or revaluation model. So, the usual model that we use is the cost model. Ito yung usual na familiar sa atin. Cost model means PPE or property, plant, and equipment are carried at cost. So, magkano siya? Let's say, na-identify mo yung initial measurement mo, 2 million yung cost ko. Less any accumulated depreciation and any accumulated impairment loss. So, in the next topics, magdi-discuss tayo about depreciation and impairment. So, yun yung mga kailangan mo i-consider. So, let's say, yung 2 million ngayon, syempre, hindi na yan 2 million next year. Kasi meron tayong concept of depreciation. So, papahapyo ko about depreciation. So, for example, itong equipment na 2 million na to, expected life niya, kunyari, is 10 years, diba? So, meron kang depreciation annually na 200,000. So, ibig sabihin, yung 2 million mo, next year, nasa 1,800,000 na lang yung kanyang carrying amount. So, under the cost model, it should be kumbaga, it should be accounted sa iyong books na 1,800,000 na lang and not at its original cost. Kasi, nade-depreciate ang ating mga property, plant, and equipment. Okay, so the next model naman na hindi natin usual na ginagamit and we should also take look on this is revaluation model. So, revaluation model means PPEs are carried at revalued. So, ano naman yung revalued carrying amount? So, revalued carrying amount is the fair value at the date of revaluation. So, pag nagkakaroon ng mga revaluation, so kailangan mo i-check magkano na ba yung fair value. So, fair value is different from the other amounts. Diba? So, fair value at the date of revaluation less than yung ACDEP and accumulated impairment loss. So, ito based on cost, ito based on revaluation. Okay. So, ang pagbili ng PPE, so let's say bumili ka ng building na worth 2 million, pwedeng on a cash basis. Pwedeng, ay, bayaran ko na yung buo 2 million. Or pwedeng on account. On account means payable mo pa. Let's say, sige, bibili ako, bayaran ko na lang yan next year. Tapos, kapag napaaga yung pagbayad ko, pwedeng may discount. So, sa pag-aralan natin under the receivables na meron tayong mga trade discounts pag bumibili tayo or mga cash discounts. So, dito papasok yun. Next is installment basis. Pwedeng nag-issue ka muna ng, sige, notes payable muna, bayaran ko na lang in 3 years. Installment basis. Issuance of share capital. Let's say, kapalit nun, bibigyan kita ng 10,000 worth of shares ng company ko. So, meron tayo another consideration for those. Next is issuance of bonds payable. So, pwedeng bonds payable, bukod dun sa notes payable. Exchange. So, pwedeng through exchange, donation. So, dinonate mo. Dinonate sa'yo. Tapos, government grant and construction. So, ito yung mga different types na pwedeng ways ng pagbili ng property. Pero most common na nagagamit actually is cash basis and yung on account, yung para mag-i-installment. Itong first 3 siguro yung mas usual na nagagamit talaga in purchasing PPE. So now let's stop this sharing and share natin yung Excel file natin. Okay. So dito, magkakaroon tayo ng different examples for each acquisition mode, kumbaga method natin. So first is the cash basis. So sabi natin, pwedeng bilhin natin at cash. So pag cash, syempre, debit equipment or debit PPE, credit cash. And i-credit mo siya sa amount kung magkano mo siya binili. So when we say cost or yung amount magkano mo siya binili, you always need to consider yung 3 items kanina. Purchase price, including import duties, mga ganun-ganon. Tapos next is the directly attributable cost and cost of dismantling. So hindi lang to kung magkano mo binili. You should always consider those 3 items that classify under cost. Okay. So cost is equal to cash price equivalent, sabi dito. Pero dito, magbibigay tayong example, paano kung bumili siya ng 5,500,000 worth, pero land and building na yon. Paano mo i-classify yung debit land and building? Magkano yung i-account mo for each one? So sabi dito, under basket price or lump sum price, we should apportion it according to its fair value. So kailangan mo yung fair value nila. So for example, sabi ko may binili tayong land and building amounting to 5,500,000. So kailangan mo makuha yung fraction niya based on its fair value. So kunyari ang fair value ng land nung binili mo is 1 million. Yung building is 4 million. So i-ratio mo yung 5,500 dun sa 20% para makuha na 1,100,000 yung debit mo sa land. So mangyayari niyan, debit land 1,100,000, debit building for 4,400,000 and credit to cash of 5,500,000. So take note na pag ganun, pag cash basis and merong basket price or lump sum price, ganito ang ating gagawin. Ihatiin natin sila based on fair value. Okay, next, acquisition on account. So acquisition on account, sabi ko ito yung true true payable. So may binabayaran tayo, inutang lang natin yung PPE or yung equipment kunyari na binili natin. Tapos, ang kailangang rule na tandaan mo about acquisition on account is kapag may cash discount, the cost of asset is equals to the invoice price. So invoice price less discount, regardless kung nakuha niya yung discount or not. Laging minus na agad siya sa equipment. Kasi ito, sabi kasi dito, 100,000 yung bili mo, pero meron kang 2% na discount, di ba? So 2% if nabayaran mo in 10 days. So regardless kung mabayaran mo ng within 10 days or not, it will already be deducted in the cost of the equipment. So meron tayong 2 methods, pwedeng gross or net. So gross is ito yung hindi mo na niya binabawas. Yung net method is automatic dineduct niya na dito sa equipment. So to record the acquisition, may kita mo dito in the gross method, 100,000 muna yung pinakita niya. Tapos, kay net method, binawas niya na agad. Kasi ganun din naman yung mangyayari, di ba? I-deduct mo yung 2%. So, nakuha yung 98,000 sa 100,000 times 0.98 or 98%. Kasi 2% is already deducted as a discount. Next, paano naman kung nagbayad within discount period? Under the gross method, we debit accounts payable. So, tanggalin ko na yung utang ko, nagbayad naman agad ako eh. Tanggalin na yung 100,000. Tapos, credit to cash, ang binayaran mo 98,000 lang, di ba? So, yung 2,000 will be less doon sa equipment. So, end up, parehas lang sila na mangyayari. Whether we use the gross or net method, ang impact is pabawas pa rin, magiging 98,000 pa rin talaga yung equipment. Ang entry na lang niya dito is debit accounts payable kasi yun lang naman sinet up niya and credit to cash. Next, kapag beyond the discount period, bawas pa rin sa equipment. So kahit na anong mangyari, ang sinasabi natin, regardless of whether or not the discount is taken, it will already be deducted sa ating cost ng equipment or na cost ng PPE. So ang ating recording naman doon is magbabayad siya ng 100,000 and magkakaroon ng purchase discount loss. Okay. So, ganoon ang ating treatment for acquisition on account. Kailangan mo tandaan for cash basis, fair value hatian kapag lump sum. On account, yung sales discount will be deducted regardless discount is taken or not. Next, acquisition on installment basis. So under the installment basis, when when yung payment is deferred beyond normal credit terms, the cost is cash price equivalent. So yung excess ng installment price over the cash price is treated as interest to be amortized. So kailangan mong tignan magkano ba yung cash price equivalent and magkano yung installment. So ito may sample tayo dito na i-amortize natin. So medyo pahirap na, no? Kasi pag installment, meron na siyang pwedeng i-amortize. So let's take this for example. May machinery na binili siya for 350,000 installment price niya. Ang mangyayari, 50,000, ida-down niya na, and yung 300,000 will be paid within 3 years, equal installment of tigo 100,000. Ang cash price nito, kung binili ko to ng agad na on cash, 290,000 lang talaga to. Siyempre, di ba, aware naman tayo, pagdating sa mga binibenta, pag installment, nag-a-add sila ng interest. Nag-a-add sila ng additional price. So, pwede mo itong bilhin. Let's say, bumili ka ng natin sa normal na scenario. Bumili ka ng phone, di ba? Yan, in-installment mo. Usually, mas mahal yun pag installment price. Let's say, kung 50,000 yun, kapag in-installment mo, magiging in total, mga 60 to 70,000 na siya. So, yun na yung nag-serve as interest para dun sa nagbebenta dahil hindi mo siya kinash price. So, the cash price of the machinery is 290,000. So, ngayon, paano natin to i-account? Under installment basis ng PPE, we need to account for the difference. We need to check, magkano yung cash price niya? 290. Ibig sabihin, kung installment mo kinuha, 350,000, which is ganun yung ginawa niya, meron tayong 60,000 na interest na i-amortize over the credit period of 3 years. Okay, so how do you record the acquisition of machinery? You need to record the machinery on the cash price. So sabi dito, when deferred beyond normal credit terms, cost is the cash price equivalent of 290,000. Ito yung magiging as if 290 mo pa rin siya i-record sa iyong libro. Next, notes payable. Nangutang ka 300,000, nag-down payment ka ng 50,000 for 350, then discount on notes payable of 60,000. So, ngayon dito, may kita mo na ang iyong machinery will be treated as 290,000. Then, yearly, magbabayad ka ng 100,000 na utang mo na notes payable and i-amortize mo yung discount. So, on the first year, ang iyong amortization is 30,000. So, dito ginamit niya yung bonds outstanding method, if maaalala nyo, about interest amortization. So, kinuha niya, magkano ba yung magiging total balance pa niya every year, and kinuha niya ng ratio. So, 60,000 times 50% equals 30,000. So, ganun natin siya kinuha to amortize yung ating discount on notes payable. So, 30,000 ang ating interest expense for the year 1. Second year, 2010. So, konti-konti mauubos yung discount, mapupunta sa interest expense. Next, paano naman pag walang sinabing cash price? So, dito, di ba, meron siyang sinabing cash price. Paano pag walang nabanggit about cash price? Ang gagawin is, magkukumpute ka ng present value. So, di ba, dahil lang walang cash price, magkukumpute ka ng present value. So, for example naman, bumili ka ng machine. Tapos, ang installment price nito is 700,000. So, kung bibili mo siya ngayon na installment, 700. 100,000 yung down payment and magkakaroon ka ng 3 equal annual installment of 200,000. Okay, so there is no available cash price. Pero nagbanggit siya ng implied interest rate of 2.487 present value ordinary annuity of 1 for 3 periods. So, ibig sabihin, makukuha mo yung present value. So, ngayon, magkano ang cost ng machinery? Ang cost ng machinery is based on the down payment plus the present value. So, down payment of 100,000 plus present value, which is 200,000, yun yung kanyang annual payment times 2.487. So, ginamit natin ang ordinary annuity of 1 kasi installment itong mangyayari. So, ang ating present value of notes payable is 497,400. So, total cost of machinery will be 597,400. So, dito, meron tayong tinitreat as implied interest din. So, magkano ba yung notes payable mo? 600,000. Yung present value ng notes payable mo, 497. So, meron kang 102,600 implied interest. So, the record for this, ang iyong machinery, sabi natin, will be down payment plus present value. Then, record mo yung cash, notes payable, and yung discount. Then, i-amortize mo yon based on the effective interest rate niya, which is the 10%. Okay, so ganun. So, review tayo ulit. Pag cash basis, basket price, kailangan mo fair value. Pag on account, kailangan mo lang i-consider regardless whether taken or not, yung discount is i-consider. Installment basis, ang kailangan mo tignan is yung difference ng cash price versus installment kasi i-amortize ko yan over the credit period. Pero kapag walang cash price, ang gagawin natin is to take for the present value. Add mo yung down payment, that will be your cost of machinery. Next, issuance of share capital. So, pwedeng sabi natin, nag-issue ka ng share capital. So, example, a piece of land is acquired by using 20,000 shares with par value of 50. At the time of acquisition, the fair value of land is 1,600 and the share is quoted at 90 per share. So, sabi dito, meron tayong hierarchy. First, kapag given naman yung fair value nung na-receive mo, which is PPE ang na-receive mo, ang fair value niya is 1,600,000. Yun ang una mong gagamitin. So, debit land 1,600,000, credit to share capital of 1 million. So, 1 million is based on the par amount. So, sabi kasi dito, par value of 50, di ba? So, 20,000 shares times 50. Then, the rest will be share premium. Kapag ganon, hindi mo kailangan basahin magkano yung market price. Kailangan mo tignan, magkano na ba yung difference ito? Magiging balancing figure siya. Next, paano kung hindi given ang fair value of land? Ang given lang is fair value ng share capital, which is yung 90 pesos. So, itong example na to, andito lahat, no? So, kung sakaling ito talaga yung problem, ito dapat yung gagawin. Pero what if lang kunyari hindi given yung fair value ng land? Ang gagawin mo is fair value ng share capital. So, ang masusunod is yung 90 minus 50. 90 is the market price, less 50 is the par value. So, the share premium is 800,000. So, land will be the balancing figure. So, ibig sabihin, 1,800,000 ang kanyang land. Okay, so next, paano kung hindi rin to given? Par value lang. So, par value is 20,000 times 50. So, yun yung masusunod. So, ganun lang siya pag share capital. Kailangan mong tandaan yung hierarchy, which is mauuna pa rin yung fair value nung na-receive mo, which is yung PPE. Next is fair value ng share capital. Next is the par value of share capital. Next, paano naman pag bonds payable? So ito, may hierarchy din siya. Pero take note na magkaiba sila ng hierarchy ni share capital. Ito na una yung fair value ng PPE. Fair value of asset received. Pero kay bonds payable, nauna yung fair value of binayad mo, which is the bonds payable. So inuuna niya, nagkabaliktad siya dito sa side na to. Kasi si bonds payable, inuuna niya yung fair value ng bonds payable mo. Next is the asset received. So, example, may binili kang building. Nag-issue ka ng bonds payable, face amount of 5 million. Yung fair value ng building, 6 million. Quoted price or the fair value of the bonds payable is 5,800,000. Sabi dito, una mong susundin kapag given naman tong 5,800 is the 5,800. So, magiging balancing figure mo yung premium on bonds payable. Pag hindi given yan, tsaka mo lang titignan yung fair value which is 6 million. And ang magiging balancing figure mo is yung premium on bonds payable. Next, face amount which is 5 million. So, medyo hawig siya nito ni share capital. Magkabaliktad lang yung kanilang hierarchy dito sa A and B. Next, exchange. So, di ba, minsan parang pwedeng, sige, sa'yo na tong equipment, pero bigyan mo ka ng ganito ng sakyan, gano'n. So, kanyari mga gano'ng example. So, cost of an item of PPE acquired in exchange for a non-monetary. So, hindi pera yung binayad. Or a combination of monetary and non-monetary, pwede ring pera, pero may kasamang non-monetary asset, is measured at fair value. So, however, kapag yung exchange is walang commercial substance and yung fair value is not reliably measured, ang gagamitin daw natin is carrying amount. So ano ba yung commercial substance? Commercial substance is kapag merong magbabago sa inflow or outflow nila dahil dun sa pag-exchange ng PPE. So dati kunyari kumikita tayo ng tawag dito, or gumagastos tayo dito sa PPE na to. Tapos ngayon, dito sa in-exchange sa ating PPE, wala namang change sa inflow or outflow. Ibig sabihin, wala siyang commercial substance. So usually, sinasabi rin naman sa problem, and makikita tayo mamaya, na ano yung itsura ng walang commercial substance. So first, what if may commercial substance? Ang iyong gagawin, sa part ng payer, sa part ng bumibili, ay nang nagbabayad, per value of asset given. So siya yung nagbigay, plus yung cash payment. So nagbayad pa siya, kapalit nun, diba? Kumbaga, dito, kunyari may may asset kang in-exchange. So ito yung magiging consideration mo. Pero kapag recipient ka, fair value of asset given less yung cash received. So ang sinasabi dito sa recipient ng cash. So kapag ikaw yung naka-receive ng cash, ganito yung iyong consideration. So for example, si A and si B, A and B. Tapos, ang dito, may kita mo dito, cash paid by IA to B. So, si IA yung nagbigay ng cash. So, siya yung nagkaroon ng cash payment. So, sa point of view niya, ang kanyang PPE will be measured at fair value of asset given plus cash payment. So, ano ba yung binigay niya dito? Yung kanyang equipment worth 700,000 na carry amount and ang fair value is 600,000. In exchange ni B yun sa kanyang 650,000 na carry amount and fair value of 800. So may kita mo, bibigyan kita ng 800,000 worth na equipment kung fair value yung titignan mo kasi fair value sabi, diba? Sige, bibigyan kita ng 600 tsaka magdadagdag ako ng 200,000 para naman fair tayo. Parang ganun yung nangyari kay IA and B. So sa books ni IA, which is siya yung nagdagdag ng pera, ang cost ng equipment niya will be 600 plus 200,000. Kasi ito yung binigay ko, plus ito binigyan pa kita. So, meron akong 800,000 na linabas. So, magkano ba yung carrying amount yan? Sa libro ko, 700,000 lang yan. Tapos, ang cost ng kanyang new asset para bilhin yun is 800,000. So, nalugi ako ng 100,000. So, ang ating recording is ang new equipment cost is 800,000. Tapos, i-recognize mo na yung binigay mo, which is worth 700,000 sa libro. So, take note para huwag ka maguluhan. Sa libro kasi, sa books mo, recorded to, equipment at cost, recorded din ganyan. Kaya yun yung carry amount. What? 6 minus 900. Yan. So, itong 700,000 dito, pag nagde-recognize tayo, kinikredit natin yung equipment at cost and dinidebit natin yung whole ACDEP, 900,000. So, lalabas dito na may loss on exchange talaga tayo na 100,000. So, sa point of view naman ni B, ang fair value ng binigay niya is 800,000. Tapos, naka-receive pa siya ng 200,000. So, overall, parang 600,000 lang yung cost ng bagong asset para sa kanya. Ang fair value niyan is 650,000 sa libro ko. So, 650,000 sa libro ko. Tapos, yung fair value ng binigay ko, 800,000 lang. So, ang gain ng exchange ko is 150,000. So, ganyan yung ating treatment kapag meron tayong exchange na may commercial substance. Next, paano kung walang commercial substance? So, sabi dito, the cash flows of the asset received do not differ. So, ito yung word na masasabi mo na merong no commercial substance. So, cash flows of the assets received do not differ from the cash flows of assets transferred. So, ito yung pinaka-keyword para malaman mo na hindi ganito yung gagawin mo. Instead, ang gagawin mo is ganito, which is based on carrying amount. So, sabi dito, di ba? Dito. However, exchange is recognized at carrying amount kapag walang commercial substance and fair value is not reliably measured. So, ganun yung gagawin natin dito. So, ang mangyayari, another rule about no commercial substance is carrying amount plus walang gain or loss. So, tandaan nyo yun, walang gain or loss ang i-recognize kapag walang commercial substance. So, let's take this for example, si Yi and si Z. So, si Yi naman, magbibigay siya ng 450,000 plus 50,000 cash kapalit na itong 500,000 para medyo pantay sila. So, si Yi, sa point of view niya, ang carrying amount. So, hindi mo susundan yung fair value kasi walang commercial substance. Carrying amount yung titignan mo, 420,000, tapos nagbayad pa akong 50,000. So, ang cost ko para makakuha yan is 470,000. Magkano yung, tawag dito? Ay, sorry. Ayun, hindi mo natitignan yung gain or loss kasi nga, walang commercial substance. So, automatic, ang yung new equipment will be recorded at 470,000. Tapos, old equipment, tatanggalin mo yung 800, tatanggalin mo yung 380, tapos yung iyong cash. Si Z, yung recipientong cash, so carrying amount niya 600,000 minus yung kanyang na-receive. So ang cost ng asset niya is 550,000. So ganyan lang kapag walang commercial substance. Nagkaiba nila, walang gain or loss, and ang basis mo is carrying amount. Yan. So medyo madami lang pero basic lang sila and kailangan lang i-practice yung more problems hanggang magdamay mo and maalala mo, okay, ganito yung rule, ganito yung rule. So pag nag-aaral kayo, maganda na parang magkaroon kayo ng usually ako may small index card ako. Bawat isang chapter sa IA1, may small index card ako na nakasipit doon sa header nung chapter na yon. So nilalagay ko doon, kunyari, ang mga key na manunod ko dito na ano yung initial measurement niya, ano yung subsequent measurement niya. So gagawa ako ng line doon na initial measurement niya, cost. Ano yung laman ng cost? Yung 3. So medyo naalala ko kasi pag nakikita ko or nasulat ko na gano'n. Subsequent measurement niya, cost or revalued. Tapos acquisition niya, pwedeng cash. Pag cash, pag lump sum, gagawin mo fair value. Pag on account, yung sales discount, i-less mo. Kapag installment, ganito, ganyan. Hanggang ma-memorize mo yan, isang tingin mo lang dun sa header, maaalala mo lahat. Kasi sa accounting, napakadaming kailangan alalanin. So, dapat meron kang strategies and techniques kung paano siya mag-work sa'yo. So, in my case kasi, gano'n siya nag-work sa akin before, nung nag-aaral pa ako. And actually, hanggang ngayon, parang feeling ko gano'n. Hindi, medyo tinamad na lang magsulat or inaalala, try ko na lang alalanin or i-picture out siya. Parang gano'n. So, sa inyo na mga nag-aaral, maganda kung makakuha kayo ng own strategy nyo kung paano nyo feeling na maaalala yung bagay-bagay. Okay? So, ang hirap naman kasi na babasahin mo ulit lahat-lahat. Maganda magbasa, pero minsan kasi maubos na yung time mo kapag paulit-ulit. So, mas maganda gumawa ka ng own strategy mo. Okay. So, last dito is the trade-in. So, trade-in is a form of exchange. So, property acquired by exchange, another property as part payment and balance payable in cash, it involves a non-dealer. Ito yung pinagkaiba nila. Merong non-dealer acquiring the asset from a dealer. It usually involves a significant amount of cash. So, hindi ito no commercial substance. Lagi siyang commercial substance. Ang treatment mo is same din. Fair value of asset given plus cash payment. Or pwede rin kapag wala ito, trade-in value of asset given plus cash payment or equals to the fair value of asset received. Okay. So, an entity traded an old equipment with a dealer. Kay dealer ka. Pag kay dealer, ibig sabihin trade-in yun. Pag normal na silang dalawa yung nag-exchange, exchange yung tawag. For a new model. So, ito yung old equipment. So, halaga niya 1.4 active. So, carrying amount na lang niya is 400,000. Fair value niya ngayon is 350,000. And if i-trade in siya, ang value niya is 500,000. So, yung new equipment na kinukuha mo is worth 2 million. Tapos, trade-in value, 500. So, magbabayad ka ng 1.5. Kasi ito yung titignan mo dyan, trade-in value, di ba? So, paano kapag fair value approach ang ating gamit? Ang sabi, pag fair value approach, fair value of asset given plus cash payment. Fair value of asset na binigay ko is 350,000, yung old equipment. Magbabayad pa akong 1.5. So, ang cost sa akin ito is 1,850. So, ngayon, dito may loss and gain kasi nga may commercial substance. So, yung fair value ng binigay ko, less yung carrying amount. Ang carrying amount pa sa libro. So, pag nag-gain or loss ka, kailangan mo ng carrying amount. So, yun din yung dahilan kung bakit sa no commercial substance, walang gain or loss kasi based on carrying amount siya. So, carrying amount less fair value equals 50,000 loss on exchange. So, next is paano naman kung trade-in method yung gamit. Pag trade-in method ang gamit, kailangan mo trade-in value, 500,000 plus cash payment. So, ang pinagkaiba nila, yung trade-in value yung kino-consider, ito fair value of asset given. So, 2 million. So, meron kang gain ng exchange of 100,000 which is based on the trade-in value less carrying amount. So, easy as that. Actually, diba? Pag tinignan mo, medyo madali lang siya. Madami ka lang tatandaan. You just need to have your own strategy in memorizing or pagtatandaan mo siya. Tapos solve ka lang talaga ng mga problems. So now, magkakaroon tayo ng pagsusolve. Wait lang. Okay, for number 1 problem. So on January 1, 2020, so huwag mo na kayo tumingin dito sa sagot mo. Tingin kayo dito. Tingin kayo dito sa tanong. Si Enrich Company, bumili siya ng machine. Nag-down siya ng 100,000 and magbabayad siya ng 4 equal annual payments of 200,000. Tapos, the fair value is not clearly determinable. So, magpo-fall siya under acquisition ng no available cash price. So, di ba, sabi natin, paano natin nalaman na ito yung gagamitin natin? Kasi may installment. Then, hindi naman siya nagbigay ng cash price. So, nagbigay pa siya ng present value. So, alam natin na kapag ganun, ito yung gagamitin natin. Which is, kung maaalala nyo, sabi natin, ang cost ng machine pag ganito is the down payment plus the present value of installment. So, magkano ba yung present value ng installment? So, sabi niya dito, PV of 1, PV of ordinary annuity of 1. So, before you proceed, you need to identify first, anong present value yung gagamitin ko dito sa dalawa. So, titignan mo, ang sabi, for annual installment. So, pag installment, ang gagamitin mo, ordinary annuity of 1, i-multiply mo siya dun sa 200,000. So, 200,000 multiplied by 3.17. That is 634,000. So the cost of equipment is 734,000. So debit equipment, 734,000. Credit cash for the down payment. Credit notes payable, 800,000. The 800,000, it came from 200 times 4. Then the rest is the discount. Okay, so dito may kita mo yan. Discount is the difference of notes payable less present value of installment. Or also you can make this as your balancing figure dito sa tatlo. Okay, so next year magbabayad ka na ng first installment of 100,000 and magbabayad ka ng mag-amortize ka. So ang amortization mo, gagawa ka lang ng table mo, that is 634,000 as your starting carrying amount. Then 10% interest using the implied interest rate, dun mo nakuha yung 63,400. Okay, next problem, number 2. Corner company purchased a van with a list price of 3 million. Binigyan siya ng 15% discount and 10% discount. Anong tatandaan mo? Saan to magpo-fall? Ito ay magpo-fall under acquisition on account. So sabi natin, kapag may mga discount, we need to deduct it in the cost of the PPE regardless of taken or not. Then nagbigay siya ng irrevocable taxes and extra 30,000 to the special horn install. Magkano ang initial cost ng van? So initial cost ng van, magsimula ka sa list price. Bawasan mo na agad yung mga discount for 50,000. Bawasan mo pa ng cash discount. So ang cash discount mo will be based on the 10% of the updated price after deducting the trade discount. Then next, ang tanong mo niyan, kasama ba yung irrevocable taxes? Irrevocable is part of our number 1 na part ng cost, which is purchase price plus non-refundable taxes. So irrevocable also means non-refundable, kaya added ng ating 40,000. Special horn. So wala kasing nabanggit na hindi ba to intended for it. So ang ating assumption will be included siya sa ating cost ng van kasi ito yung gusto nila, falls under number 2, directly attributable cost na gusto ng management. So initial cost of van will be 2365 letter C. Last problem natin, si Amiable Company nag-exchange na to. Truck. So, nag-exchange siya ng truck with a carrying amount of 1,200,000, fair value of 2 million for a truck, and nagbayad pa siya ng 200,000 truck. Ang fair value ng truck is 1.8. Cash flows are not expected to be significantly different. Narinig mo na to kanina. So, ibig sabihin, pag ganito, walang commercial substance. Pag walang commercial substance, kailangan mo tandaan is based on the carrying amount and walang gain or loss. So, what amount should the truck be exchanged? So, magkano daw? So, sabi natin, based on carrying amount niya is 1.2. Tapos, yung cash na iyong binayad, less cash payment. So, nagbayad ka ng 200,000. So, So ang cash mo, ang cost mo is 1 million, letter C. May gain or loss ba for number 2 question? Wala, kasi based on carrying amount. So that's all for today, and hopefully natutunan natin kung paano initially i-record ang property, plant, and equipment using the different acquisition method. So in the next few videos, magkakaroon pa tayong discussion about subsequent measurement, paano yung with depreciation, paano yung with revaluation, paano yung depletion, etc. So please like, share, and subscribe this video para dito mas matuto tayo about PPE and other intermediate accounting lessons. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.